I was very hopeful when it came to Massage Freaks. I thought Nintendo wouldn't ban it from the eShop, the developers would be happy so many people were supporting their products, and we'd get another uncensored game on the Switch, and potentially even Steam, but unfortunately, that isn't happening, because the developers have decided to cave into the outrage they faced and censor the game. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. Now, this situation has gotten very messy very quickly because they are now censoring the game. They've changed the title and they haven't really talked about it. Unfortunately, this just isn't a very positive situation. So, of course, I'm sure you all either remember my videos from a few weeks ago, or if you haven't seen them, they will be linked down below. But we heard that this developer might censor this game called Massage Freaks following feminist backlash. I am going to recap the situation with this article before we talk about the updates. But it says the developer was bombarded with criticism from feminists in both hemispheres after advertising their new game, Massage Freaks, which involves massaging large-breasted girls to the music like a rhythm game, a concept that naturally courted controversy amongst the easily offended people of the current day. Now, after they announced this and there were articles put up online, there was a lot of backlash, but it seemed that the developers were pretty happy with the content that they were creating. It seemed like they were very confident in their product and that they weren't going to censor it. And then the story started to change. It says, though, Famitsu tweeted an article advertising the game, explaining the title involves players massaging cute girls to the rhythm, relaxing not only her body but her worries in her heart. This sounded like a pretty funny game in my opinion. I play a lot of games like this on the channel. I mean, I've played games with booby training systems on this channel, okay? This is something that I would purchase and I would potentially stream. But I am not someone who is going to support censored content. It did look pretty good, though. It looked very high quality, in my opinion. However, though, Famitsu's tweet soon received an onslaught of complaints from insufferable feminists. Some of the more noteworthy comments are showed right here, and I did talk about them in a video, but there were people saying all sorts of ridiculous things, trying to get these developers to outright cancel this game, and even get Nintendo to ban it. It says, though, despite these people being only a small minority and are often found to not even play the games they criticize, they forced Curate to release a message addressing the situation, stating that people with questions and suggestions can send them a message. And then it says the developer concluded by saying they will closely analyze all requests sent into them and will consider changing expressions and names and the like so that the game can be enjoyed by as many people as possible, and likely spelling doom for the game in the process. But we do now have an update. Now, when I first talked about this title, I only heard about a Switch release. I didn't even know that it would be on Steam, and then we heard there would be an indefinite delay, so I figured they would go back to the drawing board, decide what content they wanted to tone down, and it would be another sad case of self-censorship because they couldn't handle the outrage. But now the plot thickens because they've released it on Steam, changed the name, are censoring content, and they've made no statements about it. So Yagensha, a follower of the channel, had tweeted out Massage Freaks is now on Steam under its new, much less catchier name, Beat Reffle? I'm assuming that's how you say it. It's a very bizarre name, but it says, as you can see, the game's title has changed together with the last names of certain characters, so they did end up going through with changing character names. But they've changed the whole title of the game, and it says other changes are unknown at this time. but it only gets messier because there is an update. It says apparently there is censored content in the Steam version, but you can download a patch on their website. So these are some of the images. It says the more you massage, the more these ladies really unwind, but it says at the bottom you will need to apply the patch to enjoy this content on the Steam version. Now, this could have been a situation where Valve told them this game can't go onto the platform unless it's censored, because that hasn't been confirmed, but we've never heard of a game being forced to change its name in regards to Valve. The developers also haven't really made a statement on any of this, which leads me to believe they changed it because of the backlash, and they didn't tweet about it because they didn't want those outraged people review bombing it or reporting it. This is only a guess, but it just doesn't add up. As far as we know, the Switch release is still delayed, but they admitted they were willing to censor content, and they did in this case, so I don't think at this point there's any hope of an uncensored release, because we at least know that the names were changed in the Steam version and they are going to be changed in the Switch version. And I wanted to read just a few of the comments on this thread because a lot of people are very disappointed. Somebody said, unless I am mistaken, the game's Subverse is still on Steam. Exactly what issues could literally any other game have? And Yagensha had clarified, simplest way to tell you is the Japanese games often get treated unfairly by the Valve approval team. Some of their decisions in the past have made zero sense. This is unfortunately very true. I've talked about Valve's inconsistent censorship policies many times on the channel. The phrase, you need a patch to enjoy this on the Steam version, makes it sound like this content will still be there in the Switch version. We can still hope that the Switch version will be uncensored, but all paths are pointing to censorship. Well, that's good they have an uncensored patch. I'm at least glad they are providing people with an uncensored patch. It's not like they're completely erasing that content, but at the same time, it is unfortunate to see that the full product is in fact not on Steam. One of the largest problems that I have at this point is how the developers are not being very transparent with consumers. I wish that I had more details to give you all. I had some more facts and information to give you about this game and the situation in general, but it's just a lot of speculation right now. I wish that they would just be a little bit more transparent with us and update us a little bit more, but as of right now, I will not be purchasing the Steam version. Again, there is an off-platform patch to restore some censored content. We do know that ultimately it was still censored because they did decide to change names, and we don't know if anything else was altered. Hopefully the Switch version will still come out and it'll be untouched. It'll be the content that they originally planned to release, but we don't know at this point. Like I mentioned, the other videos I've made on the situation will be linked down below, but for now, that's all that I really had to discuss. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it and found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.